Good afternoon. Friday, June 27th. Yeah. Kind of lost track of dates and times here recently. I think that happens maybe when you're in a good groove. Maybe I just think I'm in a good groove and it's wishful thinking, you know. I'll tell you this. You all heard me on camera with that throat infection, whatever it was, and I'm still dealing with it. I used to be asthmatic, and I don't know, probably from the age of like 4 or 5 to somewhere around 18, 19, kind of that was like the window of time. And then it just kind of went away. I outgrew it, I guess. I remember people telling me that when I was younger. I was like, I'm not going to outgrow this forever. When you're a kid, you think things like you're going to be forever, you know? And I did. I eventually did. I stopped using albuterol completely. I didn't need it anymore. And then I believe it was maybe during COVID, maybe right before, or not right before, but still during it. Like, I think when I say right before I got it, I started needing my inhaler again. Just a little bit, like, kind of randomly. Man, COVID brought a lot of weird things out of the woodwork for people, I think, or just generally in the population. And it's going to be a little loud right here. The air. I got the air up here because this GoPro overheats a lot. It's either the battery's down or it's overheating, and so I'm trying to keep it cool. I got the little battery cover open right here to try to get some air circulated in there. Anyway, the asthma kind of came back a little bit, and now with this recent throat infection, like it came on during it, which I wasn't too surprised about, but the throat infection's gone. But I still have this lingering cough, like it won't go away. It's been see, there it is. I feel like it's been 2 weeks now. I'm getting starting to get a little impatient. Not really. Well, updates for today. It's been another day in the office. Headed to the lab right now to test that freeze dryer. I have a funnel. I've got some oil, some vacuum pump oil to flush the pump out with. And I'm gonna flush the pump out with that vacuum oil. I've had this Robin Air vacuum pump oil in my office for like 2 years now. I'm really tired of seeing it. I'm not gonna throw it away. I mean, you can't throw oil away anyway. I mean, you can. I really mean to say you can't dump it down the sink. You're asking for trouble doing that. It's just not gonna do it. And I'm not gonna do that. It's good oil. It's really good oil. I'm just gonna let it go to waste. It probably would work just fine in my pump. But according to a tech I talked to about that NRD6, what I have before, say you don't want to do that. So just go by the manufacturer's specs. That's kind of what you have to do. Sorry about that. That's what I'll do. Gonna go flush that out, test out the vacuum, probably see what it does in terms of, see what the condenser does, see how cold it can get. I think it'll be really cold. Hopefully, what was it last time? I can't remember. I feel like it was minus 48F maybe? Heck, maybe it was colder than that. Maybe it was like minus 65F. I don't know for sure. Okay, updates for today. Got a new product that I'm extremely excited about. Not going to share anything about that now. But the ball is moving in the direction. One thing I've learned about projects is just every single day, push the boulder a little more. Do not stop and let that boulder slip and start to let your feet slip down the mountain. Am I making a good, like, actionable metaphor here? Probably not. It probably sounds silly, ridiculous, but whatever the case, push the boulder a little bit every day. Don't let your feet slip, for it is treacherous out there. And the way to do that is just like, you gotta follow up with people. Politely annoy them. Politely persistent, I think, is the phrase people use. And yeah, that's what I've been. Politely persistent. Like, making sure they know this is important to me. Hey, where are you at on this? Thanks so much for your help. Can we chat? Also, by the way, like, I forgot about this. Like, it's like a very easy way. That's an easy way to follow up. send an email, no one answers. Oh, one more thing I forgot. Like, as if it's your fault, but also you're reminding them that you haven't really forgotten about them fully. Dang, that was kind of a cool Tesla. Like, it was one of the trucks, but it was, I feel like it was like chameleon, well, not chameleon style color, but like, what, not, I want to say unicolor. That doesn't make sense. That's one color. There's a word, I can't even, like, not multicolor, like it was, I feel like there was almost a stripe in the middle, and then it was the same color on top and the bottom. It's probably a very long-winded way of using an actual phrase for it that I can't think of right now. That looked cool. Oh, there it is. Yeah, no, I think it's all the same. It might have just been the sun reflecting off of it. Right, well, the other updates. I was about to get lost and, okay, push the boulder up the mountain, whatever, that's my little lesson right there. The things I've needed to kind of get updates on today. The all-fill needed to come down into the bags when the bags open. That's called a diving nozzle. It looks like we've got some preliminary quotes on that. We don't need it yet because I still have to get Quick Pouch to quote me on a machine that can open. Told my contact at Quick Pouch about 5.5 inches, or not 5, minimum of 5. We need those bags to open. It sounds like they're going to be able to accommodate. They just need to know what we need. So we're moving in the right direction on the pouch opener. We're moving in the right direction on the all-fill modifications. And the new product is in the works. I get everything I needed for that. Also learned about some insanely cool tech today. To me, it's too good to be true. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. It's like I don't know that I believe it yet. Maybe I'll tell you about it another day, but I'm just like, if what this equipment can do, if what it can do, the guy selling it to me, not selling it to me, but telling me about it is true, if it's true, then it's a game changer. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's an actual game changer. Like, it will change everything. And nutraceuticals and whatever else. Well, okay, that's what it was. That's why I was annoyed earlier. I'm saying I've got the right bug right now. I just said right again. So I'm like chastising myself on camera, but I know that kind of looks stupid. So I was like hesitant to even call it out earlier. But that's what it is. I'm trying to, like, you know, we all have our own little vocal tics, you know, and I guess that's one of mine right now. A lot of people's the right bug. I think I even called someone out a few weeks ago on it. Anyway, whatever. Those are the updates that I have for Stateside. The other thing, I was praying the rosary the other night, and I just started to get this sense, this feeling, like I was kind of consumed by it. That, you know, I've got some marketing ideas for Stateside, but I've sort of been relying on just our own PPC, like kind of outsourcing it. But I started getting this very strong sense, I don't know if you call it an overwhelming feeling. I don't know. Like, I can't discern. I am not one to discern spirits. That is something I'm not adept at. I'm bad at it. But at the same time, like, you know, you try to, if God's trying to tell you something, you try to pick up on it the best you can. At least I do. And I felt like I need to start making more marketing videos for our wheatgrass, like every day. Need to get marketing out there, and I think that's what I maybe am going to pursue for a little while. And I kind of mentioned the other day, like, we've got production, lab, and marketing. Those are the three things that are on my mind. And maybe right now, like, we've been on production for a while. We've got some balls moving in the right direction. We got the boulder going up, and now while those things are moving up, maybe it's time to focus on getting some distribution in play. We've got a lab project going on. It's the bioreactor that's moving in a really good direction. I'm really excited about that, and I'm continuing to learn about that. I got this new book. Here it is right here, actually. It's called Biotechnology for Beginners, and it's a great survey of the field. It starts off with fermentation, goes into, I think, enzymes, and then just a whole host of overviews of aspects of biotech, the fields in biotech that are being studied right now. And so I'm starting to kind of slowly get my mind ready for that. I've got myself kind of looking in all these directions. I feel focused enough. You know, and sometimes I'm going to be in one area, production, or another area, lab stuff, or maybe it's marketing right now. Like I said, I feel like maybe for a little while, kind of getting a workflow down for marketing is maybe what I'm being called to do right now. And so I think that's what I'm going to lean into, you know, try and figure that out. I can still be in the lab for a little while. I'm still going to plan to be in the lab a good bit, actually, because I've got some ideas on how we can use all kinds of equipment to make cool videos for Stateside. I think there's a lot that can be done there. So I'm still going to be in the lab. It's just the experiments might not be really like focused experiments. They might be more like I'm just doing things to get stuff on camera. You know, I'll tell you more about that when I start doing some marketing work. Kind of be coming up, but yeah, like I said, I can't discern spirits very well. Like I'm not good at that. So you know, if you don't mind, say some prayers for me. That will help me a lot. Certainly don't want to put anyone out, but like I said, if you don't mind, I'd be very, very grateful for that. So I'm gonna put some idea. I've got a lot of ideas on the marketing front, on some general video production or content creation, I guess. For Stateside, some things that I think could really sell the product well, and so I'll be working on those, starting to work on some of those over the coming weeks, and share some of those with you as I'm kind of working on the first one. I've got product. I've some samples of product coming in from other countries outside of the U.S. and I'm gonna sit down and do another video, give it the respect it deserves. But the genesis of Stateside is, I love the nutraceutical and supplement industry. I love it. I think about it. I eat and breathe it all the time. I love the industry, and I love high quality, high end, premium ingredients. Like I want to make them. That tells you how much I love them. I want to make them. I want to refine them and make them better. So I want the absolute best possible ingredients. That's what I want. I look for those. I try to source them. I try to understand where the best are being produced. And right now, the best are often being produced in the U.S. Now, that's not always the case, but much of the time, because the U.S. has a manufacturing disadvantage to other countries right now, China and India. We can't produce things cheaply enough. So if people are producing something in the U.S., there is a very good chance that it is of extremely high quality. But a huge problem that has taken place over the last 10 years, well, really the last 20 years in nutraceuticals and supplements is because so much of manufacturing in the U.S. has migrated over to India and China. And a tremendous amount of that, it started off with vitamins and minerals, your micronutrients. That's like 95% China produced right now. But then ingredients, whole foods, or I should say nutraceutical ingredients, things like wheatgrass, they also went over to India and China. And that is really sad, because there is incredibly high quality ingredients produced over here. I would like to sell them. That's what we were aiming to do, to provide them. And so that's the first sort of one of the marketing ideas I have, or distribution ideas, content ideas, is showcasing what Stateside has to offer versus what other countries are providing, what is primarily sold in the U.S. because it's cheaper. So I'll get more into that when I get samples next week. That's kind of one of the first ones. Anyway, there's a ton. I'll go over them with you. It'll be weird kind of showing you, like I'm going to do my best to film myself doing marketing videos But I don't want to be in a way where, like, if you're following along on this platform, like, my intention isn't to sell you. Like, you probably will get sold to some extent or another just because you're watching, you know, just that by habitat. But that's not, I'm not making marketing content for Stateside here. Like, it will happen. Like, this is, like I said, this is more of a log of things. For myself, for my kids, to grow it, it'll be valuable at some point. Like, it will be a marketing arm for Stateside, but that's, I don't know, maybe it is one of the goals. But again, it's not for immediate use. It's something building over time. So my point is, I'm not trying in any given video to say, oh, this is why you should buy our product. I don't want to do that. To me, it's more just follow along. And so if I'm going to be making marketing videos, like, you know, you're kind of shined up, polished content for TikTok, that's my platform of choice right now for marketing content. Like short form, I'm trying to sell you. Then I don't want you to feel like you're watching a video where I'm selling you. I want you to feel like you're watching a video where you're watching me trying to sell. So I gotta be careful I do that, because your brain doesn't know the difference. So maybe I'll, like, speed my voice up. Maybe I'll make myself sound like a chipmunk anytime I'm doing, like, a sales pitch, you know. It's for produced marketing content. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, I'm at the lab now. I'm gonna go inside. I want to test the vacuum pump out, and, well, the freeze dryer overall. So we'll drain the vacuum pump, or not drain, we did drain yesterday. Put new oil in the pump, hook it up to the freeze dryer, run the freeze dryer, see what kind of vacuum we can get, time it a little bit. Look at the condenser, see how cold we can get, and then probably call it a day. It's 4:48. It's always good to be home a little early on Friday, you know. I'm feeling really dizzy too. Like, I haven't had much today. I had my little fiber and greens drink earlier, and that's it. Oh my gosh, the Oldsmobile guy is here. Whatever, not good. Not too much. He was the guy the other day doing donuts in the parking lot. So loud. It'd be fun if he pulled up on camera right now. What am I going to say to him? All right, let's go inside. First thing, let's check the pump, see what we're looking at on any residual oil that leaked out. I mean, honestly, I could not have found a better use for this Robin Air high-grade vacuum pump oil, because it's perfect for filtering this thing out. So basically the idea is, you know, there's gonna be some residual bad oil left over, and dude, please tell me. Okay. Sorry, I was already thinking that the spat on this funnel might be a little, oh, it is, gosh dang it. Okay, so, man, this is gonna have to work. This is just gonna have to work. It's in there tight. I mean, look, it's just gonna have to work. I don't know what else to say. It's gonna have to work. The spat on this funnel it's a little bit big, and it's not really fitting in there very well, but you know what? I don't have a choice. I'm not just gonna, not just gonna give up for today, because the funnel isn't the right size. Anyway, the idea here is you're gonna have some residual bad oil in here. This is good oil. It's not the oil for the pump, but it's still good oil. And it would be better to have good oil that's not maybe for the pump than bad oil that is as a residual in there. And so, does this just come on? I thought you cut it. I don't think you. I'm pretty sure this gets cut. I mean, it's getting thrown away. I don't really care. And so this is gonna clean out the rest of that NPO 46, I think is what it is. I feel like I'm like sawing through a, oh, never mind. I got it. I was about to say, I felt like I was sawing through a redwood there, but no, just wasn't patient enough. Okay. There we go. Gosh, I think that's right.
I don't see much go through there. That is for oil. That is for oil. Yeah, okay. Gosh, that would be the worst if that wasn't supposed to go in there. Okay, why is that? Maybe there's just not enough in there yet. Just kind of wonder why it's not coming through there, but let's see what happens if we dump a little bit. Yep, okay, there it is. There it is, all right. Honestly, I don't know that you need the funnel with this cut spout, but whatever, we'll still use it. Oh, jeez, stupid, you see that? Just squirted that crap everywhere. There we go. The worst thing, I mean, that's one of those panic moves. You open up the wrong outlet or inlet and put something in there that's not supposed to be, and you're like, oh, well, there's my pump. It's gone. I'm looking at it, it's ruined. But that's not the case here. Not the case, it's fine. I think what I'll do here, that's fine. I was gonna say maybe I'd pour this back through there, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna dump it somewhere, who knows where. Let that drain for a second and we'll get it hooked back up. I almost threw my funnel away. There was a time when I was looking at different ways to use a funnel to, buying different funnels so I could outfit it towards my little juicer in my lap so I could get more through there. I would just pick up product with my fingers and like baby bird it into this feeder. And so there was a time when I was like, I almost thought of having this group custom make me a funnel for my little angel juicer. And thankfully that's not gonna be necessary anymore because I've got the Vincent. I can dump literal pounds into this thing and run, it's called press liquor through here. Gosh, at a rate of like, I think 300-400 pounds an hour, wet maybe, something ridiculous. So that's nice. It'd be real nice to have that transfer pump about now. Be really nice. I just already feel like it's getting a little messy in here, and I wanted to start off on fresh footing, make sure everything was good. And it is, it's not, we haven't, like we're not lost at sea yet, but I feel like if there's not a course correction here soon, then maybe we will be. It would be great to have more shelving, I can't deny that. I'm just very conscious of possibly building out space and not needing it. I don't want to make the wrong moves, I don't know. I'll tell you this, I said it before, I love being in here. I love being in here so much. It is not lost on me that I am extremely blessed to be able to do this. Let's see if we get the rest of this oil out. Okay. Still got a ways to go. This is probably a 45-pound pump. I know like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I said how annoying that is. This guy's out there just engine revving for minutes, hours at a time. But I changed my mind. I tell my wife, like, I don't want to listen to Spotify at night anymore. I want to listen to cars revving their engine to about an 80 decibel level for hours on end. That's all I really want to. When we're in the car, that's what I play. Like, you can hear the car outside, it's engine revving, and then inside the car you can hear it too. My kids, they think I'm crazy, but that's all I want to listen to now. It's the best thing ever. We go to the restaurant and I'm like, hey, do you have any like 80 decibel 1970 Chevrolet revving its engine? That's because that's what I want to hear. And play it on repeat too. And they're like, sir, that's not a thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, it is, because I have the pleasure of hearing that soundtrack 1 out of every 5 days I come to my lab, so I know it is. And they asked me to leave, go home. But you know what? At home I can play that music all I want. So yeah, I've changed my tune on it. It's now my favorite. All right, come on, get out of there. This feels like a little bit of a workout right now. I can feel it in my legs. Like I can really feel it in my legs holding this pump. And I know my lower back is saying, what are you doing right now? Please don't do this, just buy the transfer pump. Please buy the transfer pump. And I'm like, yes, I will, you're right. And then I forget to buy it. And then all of a sudden I remember to buy it. I remember to buy it when I'm holding the pump and draining oil out of it at 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday when it's 100 degrees outside. Had a workout today. That's nothing to brag about, by the way. Since I've had my last couple kids, I've been terrible about working out, just terrible about it. But I did get I used to like to row a lot. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like any kind of competitive rower. I remember, I think I was trying to get into CrossFit years ago, and I saw that they use a rower, and so I was like, I'll get a rower. That'll be cool for the gym. And so I got one. I got a Concept 2. I was very torn at the time between a Concept 2 and the water rower. The water rower is a beautiful piece of equipment. It is amazing, but you cannot beat the Concept 2. It is an incredible piece of workout machinery, if you will. Now, I have heard people say there are better ones than the Concept 2 now. I don't know that I believe it. Maybe there are. I still love my Concept 2. I got it out this morning. It's been so long since I've used it. I don't know, like 18 months probably, maybe more, that it was, taken apart into 2 pieces, which is not a big deal, but it was. And so I got it out, and I'm just taking a little break right now. I got it out. And the time to get your workout equipment ready is not the morning of the workout, it's the night before. But we don't really learn that. We like to do things the hard way. And so I'm in my garage getting it ready, or proceeding to get it ready. And I pick up, I think, the base of it, or maybe where the seat is, and it's just, I can see, I don't see it yet because I feel it. I feel spider webs all over me, cobwebs. And if you want to wake up in the morning, if you are looking for a good, reliable way to get your heart pounding, get your blood flowing, just find a dark and mysterious hole, stick your hand into it, and get your hands tangled up in some spider webs, because that'll do it. That will for sure do it. I was awake, and I had to stop what I was doing for a minute and just stand back and kind of did the whole put your hands on the hips and kind of reevaluate, what am I doing right now? Do I really want to stick my hands back in there and maybe get a nice wolf spider bite or a brown recluse looking back up at me? Is this what I want on Friday? Took a few breaths and, got back on the horse, I guess. What I did is I was able to pick it up from the foot, the little foot holder positionings, or whatever you call them. I picked it up from there where you place your feet when you're rowing, and I was able to get it out onto the driveway where I I had to do the workout. And then I got a broom. This is a trick I learned. My family and I go to the lake. We used to go to the lake. Actually, we're going here in a couple months, but we used to go to the lake all the time in the summer. And you go down to the docks, and there are cobwebs everywhere. And the locals they know what to do. They go down there with gigantic push brooms, and they just basically, hatchet those things through the docks to knock the cobwebs off. Otherwise, you're gonna have spiderweb. You're gonna walk through spiderwebs every single morning. So that's what I did. I went and I didn't get a push broom. I just got a little, regular broom. I went and just knocked the cobwebs off, cleaned it off, swept it off, and it was good. The whole thing, though, there were spiderwebs everywhere, and it took me, I don't know, it was a workout in itself. It was like 15 minutes getting that thing ready to go. And then here, I'll tell you another thing. I spent, like 5-10 minutes trying to get my technique good, because there is absolutely real technique to rowing. You want to do it right. If you don't, you could hurt your back. I have before. I don't know. You want to do it the right way. Like I said, there's real technique to it. It takes a while to learn. Even the guys that compete, I think they still are always working on their technique. And so I spent like 10 minutes just kind of trying to get warmed up again, and it came back pretty quickly. I used to do it enough that it was easy enough to, I don't know why I put this cap on here. I got to put new oil in. It was easy enough to pick back up and kind of figure it out. But here's the thing. Anytime you're working out, again, for the first time, you always overestimate what you're able to do. And today was no different. Like, it's just how it goes. Like, that's something I feel like some people never learn, and I'm one of those people. I will never learn that, okay, don't quite remember where I was on the whole concept too, but I was, I think, mentioning at least that you want to, you know, have good technique as good as you can. It's important. And so I spent a few minutes on there getting warmed up, practicing old technique, and it all came back pretty quick. And then my daughter comes out, as she often will, 7 in the morning when, you know, mom and dad are trying to maybe work out. And dude, for 1 second I thought the valve was open on there. Gosh, that would have been so dumb. Again, as she often will, and you know, wants to kind of ask some questions, which is fine. It's okay. But as I said, you tend to overestimate what you're capable of when you haven't worked out in a while. It's just the way it goes. And so I set my timer to 25 minutes. I said, let's do a good, moderate 25-minute pace. And that'll be good. That'll be a good start. Well, what I didn't think about is that when she came out, she would at some point see that timer. And I asked her like 10 minutes in, hey, Nora, check the timer for me. And she looks and she's like, all right, you got 12 minutes left. And I'm like, you know, I'm starting to feel pretty tired at this point. That's why I had her check. You know, I'm not, it's like, I know it's not a minute in, you know, I know I hadn't just started. And so she's out there watching me, you know, and I'm like, oh no, I want to be done right now. Like, I probably would have been done, but I can't now because I'm just going to be like, she'll be like, why'd you stop, Dad? Oh, I was tired. What is that going to teach her? Nothing. I mean, to teach her to quit? So I was kind of screwed. What could I do? So I stuck it out. You know, I finished it, which is good. You know, it's a good thing. But, and if you want to hold yourself accountable, you go put yourself on a timer or a rep count, tell your kids what it is, and tell them to come watch you because, I don't know, you're probably going to finish that workout. You're probably not going to quit. Unless, of course, you just don't care what your kids think. Which I guess, you know, there's parents out there that are like that, you know, but I like to think there's not many of them. To think that all parents to a general degree have an extreme and profound love for their children. That's probably wishful thinking, you know. Anyway, yeah, there's your little tip. Just have your kids watch you when you're working out. You'll burn more calories, you'll get more reps in, whatever else. You probably noticed a lot of stuff isn't as clean as it could be. I forgot my bottle brush, by the way, for that bottle. It's not as clean as it could be, but it's sanitized. That's all I really care about. I can clean it up at a certain point, I will. I always will get in here and clean stuff up eventually. But sanitizing things, that's kind of, you got to do that. Otherwise, you're basically going to create a home for your unwanted bacteria, your unwanted microorganisms. And I went ahead and double sanitized that centrifuge the other day. I don't know if you saw me do that. It's after when I came back, I did it again. This is pretty much ready to go. Wipe that down a little bit. Got a little bit of oil on the side of there, but whatever. Time's kind of ticking away. Like, I honestly did not think that doing this would take a while. I did kind of pause for a second whenever the GoPro died because I wanted to kind of just get back onto camera. I wanted to do all this on camera, you know, so I kind of just stopped for a second, which, you know, it's not very natural when I'm in here, but kind of felt like it was the right thing to do to keep it going, you know. Really looking forward to putting that gasket back, or that clamp back on there. It's always fun. Okay. Stick the land in there. By the way, my dad made that for it's a custom piece for Vincent press, so you can drain out of it and you get your press liquor out of there. Where's my clamp at? Oh, there it is. A lot of times I feel like in food production, sometimes you're just one custom piece away from a really nice process, you know? It's the missing link. So this clamp, you see me kind of holding it together. The tighter you can get this clamp, the better chance you have of being able to get the wing nut around it. And I was trying to explain this to you yesterday on my spray dryer. Maybe I wasn't doing a good job, but there's some clamps on there that I don't know what has happened to them. They've just gotten way out of whack. I had to, like I said, I had to order new pieces from McMaster Car, and I'm holding that clamp together. I can't get the, it's not a wing nut. Maybe it is a wing nut. Yeah, small little wing nut. I can't get it on there. Like I cannot do it. It won't go on there. There's not enough thread. It is maddening because you're holding it together, you're holding the glass together, you're holding the clamp together, and you're trying to hold a little O-ring inside of there, all perfect. Because if it's not perfect, you'll have an air leak. And if you have an air leak, your drying kinetics are all over the place. So yeah, I'm telling you, it ain't something you want to deal with. There are better ways to turn juice into powder or liquid into dry goods, whatever. Liquid into solids. I think that's what I'm going to say. All right, that's pretty tight. I think we're good on that. Okay, let's test it out. See how we're doing. I unplugged everything yesterday because I'm always crazy about what could happen, you know? Even though, you know what, I'm going to be running this thing continuously at times and I won't be here, so everything, the freezer I'll be on, the pump will be on. I'm gonna have to trust it to an extent, but still, you know, I mean, man, I do not like how that goes in there. It's so loose. I feel like it should lock. Okay, good to go. We've got our hose on. The pump should be on. Yep, nope, it's not on. Make sure you're not gonna be able to see this, but I wanna make sure that I did not accidentally switch it to 120. No, it appears to be 220. I think. Oil cap is on. Oil mist filter is on. Hose clamp is on. It is plugged in. Okay, I think we can start the vacuum. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, whoop. Nope, screwed that up already. Door was not shut. There we go. Now. Okay. It's moving a lot faster than it was yesterday. I think. Pump sounds better. Like I could hear, like it was like grit flying around in that pump yesterday. Not hearing that now. I wanted to time it. I don't care. I'm not gonna time it. Like it's new oil. What am I gonna do? It doesn't sound great, the pump, but it's not hot. It's not overworking. I do need a micron gauge. I probably will get one of those sooner rather than later. All right, well, I'm about to leave. Unit got too hot again. What do you know? Surprise, surprise. We're at 117 Millitor. I think it's probably taking us about, I'm guessing 35 minutes to get here. Probably less than that. I'm trying to be conservative. I think everything's okay. I don't know that this oil was actually too bad. Pump actually sounds about like it did yesterday when I was thinking it had issues. I want to get it to 15. That's where I want to get the ultimate vacuum to, is 15. I don't have time to today. I gotta go. It's like 6 o'clock. But I mean, I think it's on the way. Really, it's neat. So it's at 114 right now. It's got 100 Millitor to go. That's a lot. That's a lot given where it's at. But I think you can get there. Anyway, get you a little close up so you can see that. But well, the unit overheated. The GoPro overheated. Surprise, surprise. I've got this thing down to 114 Millitor. Probably 30 minutes to get there. Maybe a little less, a little more, which isn't bad. I'm not too worried about anything yet. Would certainly like it to be 15. You know, it's got less than 100 Millitor to go, but at that rate, it might have, you know, 40 minutes to get there. You know, it's wobbling between 114 and 113 right now, but it's on its way. I feel pretty good about it. This is a good vacuum, but the things I want to do, I want to get down to, definitely want to get down to that 10 millitorr range. I've gotten it down to like 5, 4, 3 millitorr before, which is insane. At any rate, I'm gonna head out. I gotta go. It's time to go. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be back here Monday. Probably at the caves on Monday. Any rate, we'll see you then. Hope you have a good weekend. Take care.